Hey guys, it's S4 here, and I'm here with a new video for you guys. I know you like this kind of format a lot, so I'm going to be talking about a particular toy company that has released Dragon Ball Z figures in the past, and today I'm going to be talking about Irwin Toys. Irwin Toys, most of you guys obviously know, actually if not all of you guys know about Irwin Toys. They were the first company that I can remember when I was little. Like, I can actually remember releasing Dragon Ball figures. And at first, Irwin Toys would release re-releases of figures that were from Bandai and AB Toys, which Bandai, of course, is a Japanese figure company, and AB Toys is a French company. As you can see here in these pictures, these are some of the different re-releases that they did. They would make their own packaging, of course, and put in a Serial Battle Collection figure in there, and AB figures in there, so they can be available to the US. Back when Dragon Ball Z was getting popular, this was back in 97, about 97, when they would release these figures before they made their own line of figures. They never re-released the GT Serial Battle Collection figures. They just never did. They only did the Dragon Ball Z ones that I can recall. This is why, back when we were kids, we would see these figures in the stores and we would not know what characters it would be at the time, because back then they were only at Frieza Saga. They never had Cell yet, or Krillin with hair. And when I would read some of the names on them, I'm like, what is this, you know? How this is not Krillin. So, and they had Great Saiyaman, and like, we didn't know what that was at the time. They just, would re-release these figures, even though they weren't shown in the US yet. And then comes 1999, 2000, when Irwin made their original line of figures. And Series 1 included Master Roshi, Bulma, Relic Jr., Nappa, and Raddatz. They were really nice because they started to release figures that we never really saw released before in this 5-inch scale, which of course were great. They had a lot more articulation than the Serial Battle Collection and the AB figures. I mean, not so much more actually. They had more articulation, but not so much more actually. They may have a little knee bend like the other ones did not have, but it started simple with the articulation at first. And it was nice to see these figures that we've never seen before. But it's funny how Series 1 didn't include Goku when he is the main character. Comes Series 2. This one included Berturb, Jace, Form 2 Frieza, Yajirobe, and Chaozu. And of course, all of us Dragon Ball fans were excited about these because you never saw these before when Irwin was re-releasing figures. And that was just awesome to see. I remember when as a kid, being so excited to get these. Series 3 came Dende, King Kai, Chi-Chi, Future Trunks, and Krillin. And guess what? We're in Series 3 and we still have not seen a Goku, which I found really funny. Most of these figures would come with some kind of accessory, like Dende came with his little vest-looking thing with 2 Dragon Balls, and you see King Kai came with bubbles, and Trunks came with his sword that you can put on his back, and Krillin came with 2 Dragon Balls. And finally, Series 4 came, and we finally got an original Goku from them, a Vegeta Piccolo, which I think should have been a little earlier than this, in Series 4, and Android 17 and 18. And then these packaging, they started to come with medallions that you can collect. I never really cared for those at all. And of course, 3 Dragon Balls. And in Series 5, we have Dr. Gero, Teen Trunks, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan Goku, and Super Saiyan Gohan. The paint jobs are just, not the best paint jobs. They're just simple, not really any shading or anything, just simple paint jobs. In this series, I disliked the Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and the Super Saiyan Goku. They were not really my favorite ones. Favorite one in this series is the Dr. Gero. He was pretty cool looking. You can take off his hat, and you can see the brain inside. And the Gohan was pretty cool too. And of course, as you see in the packaging, they would say different sagas on there. It'll be like Android Saga, Cell Saga, and whatnot. Series 6, that's when they started to improve their paint job. As you can see, they have Android 16, 19, Perfect Cell, Super Saiyan Goku with the Saiyan armor, and Super Saiyan Trunks with the Saiyan armor. You can see that they have more detail in their paint jobs, more shading, and just a lot more detail, like in certain wrinkles and lines and pants. They painted that in. They made it look a lot more cooler, honestly, in the paint job. A lot more attractive. The Perfect Cell came with a Cell Jr., which was awesome. And Android 16 had his removable hand, where he like shoots it out, which is pretty cool. But you can't shoot it out in the figure, though. They started to get a lot better in Series 6. And Series 7 came, and then we have Goku, which said Android Saga on there. Almost just like the Series 4 Goku, except with a way better paint job. Then we get Great Saiyaman with a removable head. You can change them, which is pretty cool. And these started to come with cards. And Super Saiyan Teen Gohan, Majin Vegeta, Super Saiyan Majin Vegeta, and Spopovich. And a lot of people used to be like, whoa, at the Majin Vegeta figure, because you never get to see Majin Vegeta with his black hair. You always see him Super Saiyan, so it was kind of like a interesting figure when it came out. Yeah, because then Series 8 comes, and there we go with the Bora. This is Babidi Saga. They're all like kind of mixed up. He comes with a sword and everything, and they're still coming out with cards inside. And then we get Halo Goku, which is pretty awesome right there. I love the way they did that one. Very detailed in their paint job still. Good paint job. Nice. Love how they look. Super Saiyan Gohan, Super Saiyan Trunks and Goten, and Videl. And of course, they all come with their little accessory. They don't come plain, just slapped in there. This was a really good set of figures. I love the Goku, and the Videl is pretty awesome. I love that. Series 9 came, and here is Babidi, Pui Pui, Majin Buu, Hercule, and Krillin. I thought it was interesting that they put a Pui Pui in there. I mean, I never thought they would actually make Pui Pui. I mean, like, why Pui Pui? No one really cared about him. Still came with their cards and their little accessories, Boo with B, and Babidi with the cocoon, for Majin Buu. Still, the paint job looks great. Love that. And of course, Series 10 with Yamcha. And I think they should have made a Yamcha before. I don't know why they decided to make, later Yamcha, which he was barely in this saga. I don't know why they decided to just do random Yamcha. They should have done one during the Saiyan saga or the Android saga. I don't know why they decided to do that. Anyway, Gohan in his high school uniform, Gotenks, Super Saiyan Vegeta with his halo, and Yakon. I thought Yakon was pretty interesting how they did the figure for that. He was like a lot bigger. This series of figures was just okay. Probably the best one here is the Gotenks in my opinion. And Yakon's awesome too. I don't know. Series 11, Super Saiyan Gohan in this Kai outfit, Supreme Kai and Kibito, Bulma, Evil Boo, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Super Saiyan 3 Goku looks really funny. I don't know, his face just looks weird. In my opinion, I really didn't like that one. But the Supreme Kai and Kibito was really nice. So was the Evil Boo. I love that one. I also think the Super Saiyan Gohan and the Kai outfit's face looks kind of weird as well. After Series 11, Irwin stopped producing their own figures and they went bankrupt and gave the license to Jack Pacific, which they made their own figures. Besides those line of figures, they made other things as well, Dragon Ball related, which is a different kind of series than the standard ones that we would see, which is the Striking Z figures. These figures had some sort of action that they would kick or punch or do some sort of action. And they made quite a few of these. In the first series, we see Super Saiyan Goku without, shirtless with kind of battle damage. And he has a kicking action, and they come with like a little board that you can like break apart, using the action. And then is Super Saiyan Vegeta. He does a flip kind of action, and Piccolo, where he does punching action, and Super Saiyan Trunks without his jackets, doing another kicking action, which these are pretty neat. I really like the Trunks. He doesn't have his jacket on, which is pretty cool to see, and the Goku is pretty awesome, like Super Saiyan Goku. I don't know, these are pretty good looking, I gotta admit. They're pretty nice. Series 2 came, and they released a Great Saiyaman that did some kind of, I don't even know, like hand action. I don't know, his hands like move up or something. Released a Krillin with a launching Destructo disc, and a Goku doing a Kamehameha looking hand action, and a Perfect Cell doing some other hand action right there. I really like the Great Saiyaman. That one looks really nice. Like the way that he just looks. This one was an okay like series, Perfect Cell was not bad either, but. And then Series 3 came, and they released a Deborah that does a hand action, like a, I don't know, hand kind of action. A Super Boo that stretches, basically. I don't even know how he breaks apart the board with stretching. A Super Saiyan 3 Goku that kicks, and a Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I think the worst one is definitely the Goku. He looks so weird. He's just, his hair is weird sculpting, his face. He looks kind of fat. I do not like the Goku at all. The Deborah looks fine. I mean, he looks just like the standard released one, just with action. Here's another different kind of series of figures that they did, which was the energy glow figures. They'd have some magnet thing on the bottom of their feet, and you would connect it to the little stand that they come with, and if you press the button, it would make noise and they would start glowing. And that's, what this was. And, it's a little gimmick there, but I didn't care much for these as well. They released a Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan Goku, and a Super Saiyan Gohan. And they just basically made noise and they would glow. They were just okay. I didn't really care for those at all. Series 2 had a Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which looked really ugly in the face, I must admit. Very ugly. Always the Super Saiyan 3 Gokus looked ugly, very ugly. Vegeta and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, which was ugly as well. He looked really fat. Then they did another little series as well, which was called Energy Blasters, which included Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, that, if you press the button, the energy blast in their hand would glow, and they would make noise as well. I really liked the Gohan, though, because it was Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I never did a 5-inch one of him, so I thought it was pretty neat. But sadly, you couldn't remove the energy blast. But yeah, it came with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Super Saiyan Trunks, Super Saiyan Goku, and Super Saiyan Vegeta. And they made only one series of the energy blasters. Now, Irwin also had variants in some of their figures, like exclusive figures. There's EV Game exclusive, which they have like a different kind of color scheme, like maybe a metallic color to them. Apparently, they released a Super Saiyan Goku. This was exclusive EB Games. These three over here were EB Games exclusives that you see. Included Teen Trunks with like a bronze hair, and as well as Super Saiyan Vegeta with bronze hair. And I'm not sure what's different about the Super Saiyan Goku. Maybe it's a metallic color scheme. I don't know. And then they had Beckett exclusives, which were a gold-haired Majin Vegeta, a silver-haired Teen Trunks, and a metallic-colored Perfect Cell. And then they had Z-Store exclusives. You can only get the Z-Store, which had a metallic-colored Super Saiyan Trunks and metallic-colored Android 16. These are a lot more rare to find, of course. Then Irwin also released some of their first line of figures in a multi-pack, which included Nappa, Master Roshi, Garlic Jr., and Raddatz. It includes all the figures in their first original figures except for Bulma. And you can see that they have like different packaging. You can see they have there's 3 different kinds of packaging right there. And one of them has an exclusive Master Roshi figure in his orange attire instead of the black. You could only get these at like Suncoast or something like that. You can only get them at those video stores exclusive to those, from what I remember. And then in this picture you can see that they did have the Master Roshi variant. The only time I've ever seen it was at KB Toys. Yeah, they did release them. And they also released a 2-pack of Krillin and Future Trunks that was limited at a music store. I don't know the name of the store exactly, but that you can only get at this music store, the 2-pack. But yeah, they did have exclusives like that. Then we get to the vehicles and playsets that Irwin has released, and they released quite a few. First off, they released a Nimbus Cloud, which had a Goku and a Gohan, which you can switch off, and it basically like floats around on the floor. It's, pretty cool. They came out with that. They came out with a rejuvenation chamber, which came with a gold Goku. You put them inside, and it's a rare playset. I don't own it actually. I've seen it on eBay a few times, but it is rarer than the other ones at least. And then they released a time capsule with Trunks, and you put them in there, and it's just like a big time capsule you display, and it makes noises and lights up and everything. So it's really nice. And then there's a Sky Bike that comes with a Goku with bronze hair, goldish, and then Gohan on this kind of jet thing. And they also released Teen Gohan with like a wheel bike, and Super Saiyan Gohan on his air bike. They also released a Stomp Cycle and the battle suits. Stomp Cycle had Goku, and the battle suit had Android 17, and they both made noises and they would light up. All of them would have some kind of noise and light up. Irwin also released Trunks in his Hoover car, Vegeta in the Saiyan capsule, or the space pod, Saiyan pod, whatever you want to call it, which was really nice. I really love that one. I used to have it. Irwin also produces a crappy line of figures that I know nobody liked, called the Secret Saiyan Warriors, that included a little figure and you would put it into this rubber body like they're transforming Super Saiyan. It's really lame. It came out with a Goku, which is a small little Goku, and you just basically put him inside the rubber Super Saiyan Goku, and there you go. He's Super Saiyan. It's really lame. I did not like those at all. Why would you want a rubber Super Saiyan Goku? But yeah, they came with a Goku, a Vegeta, a Gohan, and a Trunks in the first series. They were lame. In the series 2, they came out with a Goku with a Super Saiyan 3 rubber body, a Vegeta with a Majin Vegeta body, Imperfect Cell turning into Perfect Cell, and a Super Buu into a Fat Buu body. Lame. Very lame. Irwin also produced their own model kits. Some of them were very similar looking to the AB and Bandai model kits. In the Series 1, they released a Goku, Trunks, Vegeta, Super Saiyan Goku, and, variant packaging of Trunks that I see here, and Super Saiyan Gohan. The packaging for Super Saiyan Gohan was very misleading because it would have a picture of young, teen, like 12-year-old Super Saiyan Gohan, and you would get a 17-year-old Gohan model kit. It was lame. I remember I wanted that one, and what came in it? It was the teen Gohan, the older one. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, very misleading. Series 2 came with the Tien, Piccolo, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and regular Gohan. And there you go, that's the packaging it should have had in the first place, like that Gohan, but Super Saiyan. Series 3 came, and it included Dr. Gero, Android 16, Super Saiyan Gohan, and Perfect Cell. Yeah, the model kits were nice. This series was the best model kits that they came out with. They also came out with the Diecast series of figures, which I did not care for at all. I never bought any of these. They're like, basically, they had like little mini figures and you would put them in the little capsule thingy. It was like kind of lame. I did not like them. They came out with quite a few of them. Master Roshi, Vegeta, Bulma, Trunks, Goku, Frieza, another Goku I believe, Bulma, and King Cold. Irwin also came out with the 9-inch collector figures. This only was one series of figures. They never came out with another one. I don't know why. But that included a Battle Damage Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which were very nice. I love them. I have all of them. They're really cool to display. I really love all of them. I don't know why they didn't make another series of these because they were really great. Then Irwin came out with 12-inch figures, which were, these 12-inch figures that had material clothing, like they had cloth clothing on. That was kind of neat. They had a Piccolo, a Tien, Vegeta, Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, and a Future Trunks, which was nice. I only own the Vegeta and the Piccolo. I would like to have more of them. I really like the Goku and the Trunks and the Tien. I would like to have those. That's basically it for Irwin. They had their long run in making Dragon Ball figures, and they're pretty good, Then they passed it down to Jax, which they made, their own figures there. I don't know which one I prefer. I'm not sure if I like Irwin better or Jax better. I really don't know. I can't really tell you. I mean, I think Irwin was not as lazy as Jax was, because Jax kept reusing parts of other figures, and it was just very annoying. And Irwin would actually make their own sculpts every time, for the most part. I mean, except for changing hair colors, from Super Saiyan, normal, and blah. But I don't know, which one do you like best? And is there any figures on here that you did not know that Irwin did produce? And I hope you like this. I just wanted to give a run through of Irwin Toys and all the Dragon Ball figures that they produced, and at least most of them, if not all of them. Yeah, and I hope you like this video. Next, I'll probably do one on Jax Pacific, so stay tuned. Hope you like this rundown of Irwin Toy figures. Peace.